Hotep, I am that I am. Some call me Heru, your modern monk, your cannabis fitness strategist. Back at it again, here for you. One time, episode 31. Title of this is going to be Action Leadership. There's a few forms of leadership, not just the forms that we have been presented with within our particular political system, but it's leadership in your community, it's leadership in your household, it's leadership in a variety of environments. Now, I'm reading from an expert. I'm reading from an expert. Out of a chapter, How to Take Possession of Your Own Mind Manual Toolkit. This is something I wrote a few years back. And Chapter 7, it says, Leaders create other leaders. Your 7th step towards internal riches. Setting the example. Now, and this was inspired by a young lady, sister I was talking with today, matter of fact. And I just wanted to reiterate some things that I think is important, but a lot of people don't see it important. But at the same time, we're influenced by the leadership, by what we keep. The people that are around us, the company that is around us, our environment that is around us. Therefore, the leadership is influenced from a variety of ways, a variety of pathways or journeys. Now, we all have our own journey. Hence, put it in perspective. Here's another thing to think about too before I read this particular part, is that we got to understand we don't talk about the taboo subjects. It's kind of interesting. The taboo subjects that's really important to our everyday life: sex, religion, politics. What? Yeah. These are not really communicated even within our own family. You know what I'm saying? We kind of ignore these subject matters until the shit hits the road or the shit come falling down. And it shouldn't be falling down anyway. It should be going in the toilet, right? But just thinking about issues, thinking about certain manners, thinking about certain values that we have gotten away from, especially as a society. You know, we really don't think about the values and the morals that we used to keep, like certain things was common amongst us. And we talked about this a while ago in a few podcasts before, but I just wanted to talk about leadership because it's really a indicator now. What leaders are we following? And see, and that's another key thing too. Why are you following? Don't take me wrong. You got to understand how to follow before you can lead. I get it. But you should take what you can use, what can benefit you. Don't get caught up in all the bullshit. Because basically that's what we do. We get caught up in the limelight. They always talk about Michael Jordan this, Michael Jordan that. But come to find out, and I don't know the brother personally, and I talked about this on a podcast a few episodes ago. And it's kind of interesting. I mean, the brother's great when it comes to business and some other things that we have seen him throughout his success, whatnot. But then as a person, you might not agree with the dude. He might not like you, yada, yada, yada. And it's been interesting because a lot of people been coming out saying these things about him and yada, yada, yada. But my point is everybody's not going to like you. You're not going to be likable and vice versa. Why do we look for validation? That's another thing I think our culture is screwed up with. We always looking for validation. And we talk about this a lot. Me and Dr. Boz talk about validation. We don't need nobody to validate what we doing. We just keep it pushing. That's the whole point of having confidence in yourself, having pride in yourself, having self-esteem, and all those good things that you should have anyway. Build your self-esteem up, build your skills up, build your enlightenment, understanding of who you are, who you becoming. You see what I'm saying? So let me go deep dive us, as the brother would say, deep dive us. Let's jump on into this. I'm going to read a few chapters from my book. I wrote a couple years back, but if you want this book, you can always email me at youarethegem@gmail.com. My email and everything is right there in my is right there in details, all right there, description right there. youarethegem@gmail.com. I can email you the book if you want to donate or send me some funds or whatever. Even trade, barter, and I'm all down for it. Just a gesture. That's the whole point, giving value. And that's the whole point of this podcast show, not just the podcast shows, but all my social media is giving value. You know what I'm saying? So here's a book I got, How to Take Possession of Your Own Mind. And it's easy to read. It's about 70 pages, 70, 80 pages long. I wrote it a few years back, actually a long few years back now. But it will be a new edition coming out probably in the next year or so. But I've been adding to it and adding some more thoughts and upgrades and whatnot to it. So let me get into it. The title of this chapter is called Chapter 7, Leaders Create Other Leaders, Your Seventh Step Towards Eternal Riches, Setting the Example. What or who do you represent? Are you setting the example for yourself, your children, and others that you associate with? You have a hard time identifying for yourself who and what you represent. For example, what do you want to be for the world? Would you like to be a world influencer? Be aware of your actions. What you look like and what you say is a reflection for others and influences what judges they may have of you. You even notice that a man or a woman will judge you before a word comes out of your mouth. You cannot judge a book by its cover. The appearance of someone might take you by surprise. Sometimes, in order to set example, you may have to get out of your comfort zone. You want to get the knowledge, wisdom, and experience of wanting to be a great example for you and others. Leaders are marked every day of their lives. Someone is watching your every move. Therefore, you prepare yourself for whatever invades your life. Hence, hence. See, and that's what I like about doing these podcasts, because you can add little values in there. See, you prepare yourself for whatever invades your life. A lot of times we allow these invasions, propaganda, illusions. You feel what I'm saying? Fear. All these illusions, corona. These illusions that invades your life. And what I mean by invading your life is interrupting you. It's taking you off your path. So let me get back into the reading. Here is an example. Find someone you believe to be a great example of a sentient being and duplicate his or her actions. If you duplicate someone else's work, you must put your trust into it as you become a representative of the work. So I'm going to step out of the loop here a little bit. Even just saying that, let me break it down a little bit more. And these are the things, going back into your book and kind of thinking about being more clear of what you're actually explaining here. Now, we got to be careful with the people we pick as leaders, or people as influencing our minds, influencing us on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, or however you're looking at it. We got to be kind of cautious of what is actually coming out, what is actually invading your space or invading your thoughts. Because these are the things that I think where the meditation kind of comes in too as well. So I do a ritual. My ritual is every morning I wake up 4:45. I go right into my yoga set. I do a yoga set for a good 10, 15 minutes. Then I go into my meditation practice. And basically what I do with my meditation practice, I go into deep thought. I go into deep thinking. And basically what that is, with my deep thinking, I have my little notebook on the side of me with ideas coming to me so I can be prepared to write them down, right? So usually my meditation is from 30 minutes to an hour. That's my set as far as what I do. But at the same time, and it each his own, not trying to put this on people or this is what you need to be doing. But the one thing about meditation, it actually takes you to a place. It takes you to a place of commonality, of understanding, of really thinking about what is your purpose? What do you need to be thinking about? What do you need to be doing? What do your day look like? You see what I'm saying? That's what the meditation is for. It's about bringing a peace of mind to you, having a peace of mind, creating that peace of mind. Therefore, I do it early in the morning when everybody's sleeping. Everybody's knocked out. I don't have no interruptions. Nobody knocking on my door, worrying about this, that. Everybody sleep. And I can be in a peace of mind to put on my little incense, whatever, or my little candle, whatever the case may be. Just kind of keep the essence going, making it smooth, where I'm breathing in great prana, as the brother, a good ass prana. My brother Ralph be saying. But it's an understanding. These are the things I think where the meditation comes in. Calm the mind. Get rid of the fear. Because that's basically what the meditation does too. It kills the fear. It kills all that stress. That's what it really does. It kills all the stress. Now let me jump back in here. Now, and I'm coming around. Just bear with me a little bit. Just bear with me. Hear me out on this one. Now, you make mistakes, so be ready to embrace the criticism you may receive from your family and friends. As you build this habit, make sure you're expressing your best efforts and abilities. Set the example that you would want to duplicate. Find the example that you want to duplicate. Positive influences creates positive mental outlooks. Now, here's something I wanted to jump into, and I've been talking about this a while because it's kind of interesting how you can be positive, and I'm tired of people ignoring the negative aspect. Like you don't even want to give it no power, even though it's in you, it's invading you regardless how positive you could be. You could be as positive as you want to be, but at the same time, it's going to get you. You're going to vent somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of who you think you are, Tony Robbins or whatever. You see Tony Robbins doing it all the time too. You see what I'm saying? He vented, but it's a different way he vented. It might look more professional. More professional to us because he's got that authority type mentality where he's been doing it so long, people think it's part of it's part of the fabric. But he's venting too as well. But it's a certain way. These are things I think what the self-help community don't really put in perspective for people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, from Brian Tracy to Les Brown, to all these brothers, even the E.T. preacher, the hip hop preacher. It's a lot of that, you got to put up with the bullshit too, but then at the same time, you don't have to put up with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because it comes a point. That's why you see a lot of these millionaires who their friends are, you see they're limited on the people. They don't hang around too many people, if you feel me, if you feel where I'm coming from. And it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. You associate them with like-minded people, mastermind people. You see where I'm coming from? People that are like-minded. This is where the element comes in. We're talking leadership here. So leadership has, like I said, leadership has a two-way, it's a few different ways, but at the same time, the predominant ways people see it as a leader, as a warrior type leader and a peaceful leader, right? These are the main elements that we have, what we're working with, especially with our political system, what you're seeing out here right now in front of us. The Napoleon Bonaparte type mentality, from Art of War. It's all these particular elements. But see, people don't really put it in perspective. That's the thing. People are not putting it in perspective and giving it to you raw. So here's a sprinkle. Mental release keeps you focused on your dreams and outcome deadlines. Now, what I'm talking about is the mental capacity, right? We have the ability to do the things what we want to do. It's all about changing the fabric, changing the chemistry. That's basically what it comes down to. And that's what meditation helps you with. But we're not talking about meditation. We're talking about leadership, action leadership. And when I'm talking action-orientated leadership, I'm not talking the peaceful time leadership. Maybe the peaceful time leadership, it has its place. But right now, you have to find the warrior-like leadership right now. And see, this is where we're talking about the co-balance, the counterbalance. The counterbalance within the boundaries of who, what, when, where, why, and how you get down. You feel where I'm coming from? Because we got people out here talking, spitting, and I'm not sitting here saying I got all the answers, because I don't. My point is this: speaking what's on my mind, but at the same time speaking the thoughts that are going through my mind, and I'm just sharing it out loud. You feel where I'm coming from? And I'm not claiming that I got this whole leadership, people follow me. And no, I'm my own leader. I'm my own savior. I know what I need to do. I got my blueprint down, and my blueprint, it changes. You feel what I'm saying? It changes. But the goal is still, the outcome is still the same, even though the outcome is always moving further and further and further away. Think about it, because nothing really comes to an end but death, even though it's transmuted. You feel where I'm coming from? It's transmuted, so we claim it's the end, physical end, maybe to this dimension. But, we're going into other dimensions. We know this to be a fact because other people claim they feeling the energy of all these other people, or death people, or however you want to feel it. You feel me? I don't claim that I have all the answers, and I'm not claiming that I have all the answers. But at the same time, I'm asking the question. I'm not going to sit up here and take what Mr. Robbins or anybody else is telling me what is and what ain't. Look, you have your own opinion. You see what I'm saying? You have that opportunity to question it. Just like I tell people, you have the opportunity to question God, the goddess, however you want to look at it. You have that ability. That's why I know you are the God, or you are the goddess. You feel me? You have that ability to question. You have that ability to make an option, take a choice, make a choice. That's a funny thing. I don't know even how people can't even comprehend that. You have the choice to make the decisions you make, period, point blank, regardless of what the situation is. You gonna do or you don't, period. There's no questions about it. You do or you don't. And we see that all the time. Leadership. Action-packed leadership. Two kinds of leadership. Warrior-like leadership and peacetime leadership. And it was kind of interesting because Patrick Bet David from Valuetainment YouTube channel, he was talking about this particular two forms of leadership. Warrior-like leadership and peaceful time-like leadership. And it's interesting, because it is a counterbalance. It is a counterbalance because one of the things people don't realize, certain things, people be going gun-ho on things. People get afraid with the quickness. Kind of like the Alex Jones example, if you know who that is. Alex Jones, he go all crazy, make you feel like it's the last day to do it's the Black Friday with Alex Jones. Let's put it like that. It's the Black Friday with Alex Jones. And then you have Jordan Maxwell, for example, and he's breaking down the history. He's breaking down how the dots are connected, what you need to be thinking about, how you need to start navigating the situation. You kind of see what I'm saying? Even though none of y'all probably even know who Alex Jones are. Maybe y'all don't even know who Jordan Maxwell is. But I can have links in the description for them. And I'll put that down right here. Jordan Maxwell. Alex Jones. Link. So, and these are some interesting gentlemen. And Jordan Maxwell, the cool thing about Jordan Maxwell, what I like about him, because he's real indoctrinated when it comes to that brother using that word indoctrinated, using the word when it comes to the history of, the Illuminati, the Freemasonry, Masonry in general, all these rites and certain things that people been, they've been doing, how this country been formalized. He's a student of Manly P. Hall, and a lot of people don't really know who that is either, but I will have it in the description. And some of these particular people I'm naming, was very astute with, when you're talking like understanding the psychology of how religion implemented a mindset, how certain things, how certain institutions created the mental curvature or the mental environment. Let me say it like that. The mental environment. Therefore, you're talking about like Carl Jung, you're talking about going way back to, some of these, now I can't even name the brother. One of his mentors, Carl Jung's mentors, Sigmund Freud, all these cats who was actually influencing our psychological interpretations. Let me put it that way. Our psychological interpretations. What a leader is. You see what I'm saying? These are things that we don't pick up no more. We kind of throw it to the wayside, because it's kind of funny looking at leadership on Google. I Googled leadership and it only had a few definitions, and it's kind of surprising definitions. They were saying leadership, the action of leading a group of people or an organization. Different styles of leadership: guidance, direction, authority, control, management. The state or position of being a leader. Leadership of the party. Headship, dictatorship, direction, governmentship, governance. The leaders of organization, countries, etc. And see, and this is the thing, what I'm saying about how we have been shitting on the words, shitting on meanings of what words are actually meaning anymore, because it's changing. You see what I'm saying? The leadership roles are changing. That's the thing people are not talking about. We're not talking about the changes that has been embedded with us, even like the commonalities. When brothers and sisters, well, we knew how to wash dishes. It was common. You see what I'm saying? There's certain things now we don't do. We don't clean our cribs. Our houses are not clean anymore. Certain things like that, where it used to be a part of our DNA once upon a time. You had certain people who was dirty, of course, but my point is, majority of us had some order in our minds, had some values in our mind. These are things that I think the leadership has been getting away from, because what we've been doing, we've been looking for leaders like Donald Trump and Joe Biden and all these jokeful, really unqualified leadership qualities. You feel where I'm coming from? Please, look, I would like your feedback. I know you're listening to the show. I want your feedback. I want to hear what's going on in your mind, because I know I'm not the only one thinking like, wow, how are we putting these people in these positions and allowing them to do whatever they want to do, and they get away with it? That's the crazy thing. They get away with it. Then 20 years later, 30 years later, we talking about Joe Biden stuff now. Oh, now he's a president. Now he's going for presidency. Now we come out with all this crap. What happened to earlier in the years when he was vice president? What, we just swept it under the rug? What's wrong with the people? What's wrong with the people? That shows you where the mentality is. And we always claiming, oh, go vote, go vote, go vote. Go vote for what? Go vote for what? A lot of these politicians are not even qualified to be in the position. The only thing that qualifies them is the cash money, the millions they have. And then they got the nerve to run for office and gain more multi-millions of dollars. What you think Obama did with all them billions of dollars they raised for their campaign? I hold. Think about it, people. These are the things we don't even really pay attention to, but we always talking what type of leadership these brothers. Bush ran this country the Bushes ran this country in the ground. The Reagans ran this country in the ground. The Clintons ran this country in the ground. The Fords, all through history, this country's been going deeper and deeper in debt, getting dumber and dumber. And then we got the nerve to call this country one of the best countries in the world. Oh, this is the freest country. Oh, this is that. But then at the same time, you go to America and all these Americans, these North Americans, we slaves like a motherfucker. Slaves like a motherfucker. Work harder than anybody on the planet. You know that? We work harder than anybody on the planet. But we don't got nothing to show for it. And then we complain about why this, why that. But the government, matter of fact, I'm going to type that in right now. The government, the description of government, because you know the government don't make no money, right? All the government is doing is collecting all the money. They don't make no money, but they collecting all the money. Who's with me on that? They don't make money, but they collecting all the money. Now, how you think they printing up this $6 trillion? The stimulus checks, as we all got them. And now they've given them to the businesses and bailing them out and this and that and all these. The banks are next. Y'all know that, right? The banks are next. You know, because they're not going to last too long. They've been pulling big pranks up in here. Big pranks. And just breaking the people. That's all they've been doing is just breaking us, taking us and breaking us. But we still have the nerve to put these people in leadership positions. You hear me? They the servants. What they say, the government body of a nation, state, or community. Of a community. Come on. Leadership. Action. Of a leadership. Of a leader. Two kinds of leader. Warrior-like leadership. Peacetime leadership. Government. Let me just read this off to you. And I'm using this Google. So for a resource. Just using it as a resource. A governing body of a nation, state, or community. An agency of the federal government. Look how they changed that up. Now go look in the legalese. Go to an old legalese. You can go to the law library, your local law library, if it's available to you, and go look up government. Go see what it meant back in the day, and then compare it to what we got going on here. Administration, executive, regiment, authority, powers that be. The grammar, it says, the relation between a governed and a governing word. You know, see, and these are things I don't even think we're not even on. We don't even care. That's the thing. We always talk about we care, but we don't care. We talk about moving in our community. We talk about getting these government officials in the right place or who. Look, when you play the game, when you go into the game of the government, these government officials or want to be in a political position and whatnot, you got to realize you're playing their game. You're playing by their rules. It's kind of like if I go to the NBA, I got to follow their rules. You see what I'm saying? The SOPs, as Home Depot would say, the SOPs, you got to follow their policies. You see what I'm saying? Standard policies. Official policies. And that's the thing we don't understand. I don't think we, as a layman person, we don't understand that when you go play the game of government, we go to their schools, we're learning their system. You feel what I'm saying? We know their system ain't, that brother said ain't. Let me rephrase that. We know their system is not shit. It hasn't been doing, look, yeah, you might be making a little money here. more than the average person or whatever, however you want to look at it. But then at the same time, look how we are as a people. Think about how we've been governing ourselves, how we've been making these decisions that's like, where did this come from? Oh, this must have been an attorney that made this decision, that made these laws, that implement these laws, and why we have to do this and this protocol and this protocol. Because when you really start paying attention to the detail, things don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. They're using terms that you don't even have no idea what when they say a person. Oh, wow. Okay. I got to get my brother Nas back on the show. Get my brother Nas back on the show when we talking legalese. That's the best brother I know who can get down on some legalese for you and talk and break it down for you. Make it real simple. Because it's very disturbing. These are the things. This is what's have me pretty much not upset, but questioning the whole status quo, right? It's very disturbing. We got these government officials that's very disturbing in our communities. Not even that. And most of them don't even represent your community. For example, Alaska. A lot of them politicians up there, they're not even from Alaska. They're going up there, they're making all the money, taking advantage of all the opportunities up there. Most of them. Let me put that out there, most of them. And I know people on this show listening to me that's from Alaska. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what's going on up there. And it's a lot of corruption, not just in Alaska. We talking all these states. Your freedom state. God bless America and all this other dumb shit we be coming up with. Literally. And hey, if they cut me off, so be it. You feel me? I'm going to still do it regardless. I still can write. You feel me? I got my blog, But these are the things I think we just don't really pay attention. We put in these leaders and they claiming they peaceful warriors. They claim it peaceful warriors. That's a good term. That's the term I use in the middle of those. Peaceful warrior leadership. But you got the peacetime leadership and you got the warlike leadership, right? Warrior time like leadership. Like Winston Churchill, warrior time leadership. Methodical. You know what I'm saying? Sit back in the cut, checking some things. This is what we got to do. We got to move on them. Bow. You know what I'm saying? Make it seem like we're close, but we're far. Art of War, best knowledge, best strategies of all time right there. Go check out the book, 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. I'll put that in the description too. This dude's spitting out all these books. Robert Greene. And this is the thing too. Look, people always asking for resources, validation. You see what I'm saying? Validation, because that's where it really coming down to. People want to know, where's the source at? Where's the resource? Look, these are the sources to some of the thinking I've been able to express. And like I said, we're looking at leadership. We're looking at it totally different. We're not looking at it we're not bringing it inward anymore. That's the thing. Everything is exterior. It's not interior no more. It's not the values that people have anymore. It's more, okay, this is what I see on the outside. I don't really care about you, but I want you to be a part of my team. You feel what I'm saying? That's the problem. I'm not here to put you in a box. I'm here to expand your knowledge so you can expand you. You feel what I'm saying? I want you to become bigger than I can ever be. That's the point. That's the point. That's what I do love about Amway. Let me say that. Amway, Worldwide Dream Builders. Ron Pereira. You know how many people he done touched and made huge? All the Duncans, the Wigamonts. And many other names I'm not even saying on there. And some people can relate to me. Some people know what I'm talking about. Ron Pereira, that dude was amazing. David Severin. I mean, all the people he done touched. You know what I'm saying? And really showed the leadership, like the humbleness, just dropping the jewels, but at the same time, other people can drop the jewels. That's the whole point. That was the whole situation I was saying with Mr. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has had many people that came from his team and actually won other leadership. They won other championships. I mean, Kerry from what is it? Golden State. He's the coach there. You know, he was a Bull, right? You know, he played with Michael Jordan, right? You know, he's been winning a few championships with that team too. That's not just a coincidence. Yet you got to realize all the people who Michael Jordan touched. Now, show me one player that LeBron touched that actually went on and played and went somewhere and created a whole nother dynasty. You feel me? This show you what the type of leadership that should be implemented within our leadership examples, right? Wartime like leadership, peacetime like leadership, you know. But I'm going to say warrior peace, a peaceful warrior leadership. That's the one I'm trying to create, a peaceful warrior, as Mr. Dan Millen would say. Peaceful warrior leadership. He's an example. He's not egotistical. You feel me? But at the same time, you respect the brother. You respect the sister. She's doing her thing. She's giving you the jewels. She's creating value, giving you value. That's what time it is, giving you value, what you can use the value, take the value and implement the value, therefore creating other value. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Garrett Gunderson. You know, far as the implementation of community, the implementation of other people, relationships. This is what key. Value your relationship, the relationships that you are creating to implement value, therefore giving value, therefore expressing value. You feel what I'm saying? Peaceful warrior leadership. Expressing community, giving community, creating community. That's what time it is. Each one teach one. That never gets old. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing we have gotten away from. I know my generation, you know, brothers, the Xers, the Generation Xers, we have gotten away from, literally, we have gotten away from teaching our children to be leaders, teaching our children to be independent, you know, have a mindset of thinking for yourself, critically thinking. This is not going on with our leaders today. Even our schools, think about it. Our school systems don't even give that opportunity anymore. Because it's all this, indoctrinated documents that's keeping people in, they keeping them like robot-like now. Think about the generation. I mean, this new generation, they're like robots, literally. You have some of them that's going on the wayside. I mean, on the other side. On the force, beyond the force, you feel me? You know, want to be Jedis and have that ability. Star children, as they would talk about, the star children, the mindset of how they able to do certain things and understanding and predict certain things. And not just predict, but being in tune with their oneness. That's really where it comes down. Being in tune with your oneness. The peaceful warrior leadership. You have the ability. You are the leader. You are the savior. I talk about this plenty of times. You can go on my YouTube channel and find it on there. You feel what I'm saying? I talk about it in my books. I talk about it here daily. Because you're the only savior. Nobody can save you. You feel me? So don't be looking through the clouds thinking somebody going to come through the clouds. The only thing going to be coming through them clouds is probably a helicopter, maybe an airplane. You might see a bird here and there. You might even see a few of the, you might even see what they calling them little little cameras they got now these days be flying all around and you invading your privacy these days. But look. People talk about their God. Think about it. Your God didn't come through this corona. The corona shut down everything. Everything, as the brother said, everything. Everything. Come on. Now let me get back to the warrior. Let me get back to the warrior. So that brother said, so the second chapter in here, I give you some, actually part of this leadership chapter, chapter 7. I create your future, creating your future, systematic method. Here's some pointers. What are the tools to be successful? 10 powerful habits you must incorporate in your life today, right now. Here's some things you can start doing right now and implement this peaceful warrior leadership mentality. Create a mental rehearse of your valued awareness outcomes every day for 5 to 10 minutes a day plan. So basically what this is like a meditation. Take meditation time to rehearse what's going on with your everyday life. What you're going to be doing today. How you going to go about your day. You know, being positive regardless of what the situation may come out to. When you're working with different customers and you're working with all these different personalities, especially if you're in the retail environment. You know what I'm saying? If you, those of you who are in the retail environment, we're working with multiple personalities. So that keeps you pretty sharp. Let me say it like that. It keeps you pretty sharp. And all I would say is do you, be you, regardless of what the situation may be. Read personal development, self-help books, periodicals for at least 30 to 60 minutes a day. So what I usually do, I wake up, do my little ritual, and I'm always reading. I read in the morning. That's my time to read. Read in the morning and I write in the morning. And I have been having this little ritual the last 3 years. I've been doing morning pages by Julian Cameron. She came with this process called morning pages. So every morning I just get up and just write my thoughts on paper. After my meditation, I get up. Let me back up. After my meditation, I get up and write my goals, my outcomes. I write that, boom, just every time, every day. This is every day. I'm doing this every day. Then after I write my goals, I write down my morning pages. So I'm basically talking to myself. It's more like a journal, but I'm just writing thoughts. What's coming to my head? Boom. What I got to do today? Bow. What did I have going on yesterday? What was happening yesterday? I'll probably write about that. And then later on, you can go through this journal or this pages, and you'd be amazed of the stories, you know, where your mind was at, and you have certain themes you can pick off of, you know, certain themes that's kind of telling you where you're at mentally. Okay. So 3, listen to tapes. That brother said, listen to tapes, CDs, motivation, self-awareness for 30 to 60 minutes a day in your car or even while you're working out in the gym. I'm all day getting it in. I might play my music, but at the same time, I'm, putting on some motivational speaking. You know, I usually my go-to is I've been listening to Garrett's books. What would the Rockefellers do? Budgeting Sucks. What's his other book he's got out there that I've been digesting like 24 hours a day? And it's interesting because when you start digesting these things, you're actually speaking it, you're talking it, you're living it, you're being it. You know, I was talking to my manager, the store manager today, and he was asking me, so what you got for plan? I said, man, I just hired a financial coach. You know what I'm saying? I just hired a financial coach and I hired a fitness coach recently. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it, I'm already seeing results. You know what I'm saying? I'm already seeing results because I've been planning my days to benefit me for these particular outcomes. And that's the key. That's what people got to really realize. When you writing it out, when you seeing it, when you got it on paper, it's evidence. That's where the morning pages come in. That's where the goals, writing down the goals, daily meditation. These are evidence showing you, look, you're on the right track. Yeah, you might get frustrated sometimes here and there. It happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm human. As they would, I'm only human. Born to make mistakes. Y'all know the song. So, moving along. Watch your words and be aware of what you say to your family and friends. It's interesting, talking to my mother. Love my mom. Don't get it twisted. Love my mom. But it's kind of, people, we've been so conditioned in a mindset so long that, it's like people just give up. It's been so long, we just give up. But see, that's the thing where you gotta go back to old George Michael. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. But what type of faith? Action-orientated faith. Huh? Peaceful warrior leadership faith. That's what type of faith I'm talking about. Action-orientated faith. That you're going to come out with this outcome on the best, the greatest opportunity. It reveals itself right there. It's all yours. It's given to you. It might not be an interpretation you want it, but it's going to be there for you. You feel me? Moving right along. Go to seminars, workshops, discussion groups, further your education, mastermind groups. I'm in a mastermind group right now with some fitness brothers. These fitness brothers, I've been following them for years, literally years. And I finally since I kind of settled down a little bit now, I finally got in touch with them and finally got involved more. And it's keeping me on path. It's keeping me on track, especially when it comes to business, minding your own business, minding your own finances, minding your own fitness, minding your own health. When you start focusing in on them elements, literally, everything else will fall in place. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're the example. That's the other thing. Wartime-like leadership. Peacetime-like leadership. Peaceful warrior time leadership. That's what time it is. You're in a mindset. You're an example. Be the example. That's the whole point. Be the example. Stop. I'm not looking for people to follow me. You feel what I'm saying? If you taking some of my advice, cool. I want to see it. Let me show me what I done did for you. You feel what I'm saying? Even if it's a feedback. Thank you, brother. You feel what I'm saying? Thank you. I enjoy that. That's my feedback. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job. But like the brother Ralph was saying earlier on the video, he was breaking it down. This is what I love doing. I enjoy speaking. I enjoy engaging with the people. You know what I'm saying? Like-minded people, obviously. People that want something in life. And I'm talking about want to move, want prosperity, abundance. Abundance is out there daily, 24/7. All day. You just have to identify it. And usually the key thing, it always introduces itself to you. You just not aware of it. Uh-oh. How to take possession of your own mind, that brother said. How to take possession of your own mind. Get around winners that want to win. Get around people who want to win. Not getting around losers. Get around people who want to win, who pushes you. Who challenges the mindset. This is what a leadership does. A leader does. A leader will challenge you, but at the same time challenge you to push you further, to push you up, get you up there. I want you to be better than me. I want you to perform better than me. You got this, brother. You got this, sister. It's all you. That's what a peaceful warrior leader is about. You feel me? These are the things that I don't think people are really comprehending or associating with. Value yourself. Love yourself. All value is loving yourself. Period. Point blank. Ralph had hit, and those of you who want to email me, youarethegym@gmail.com. That's you with the U, arethegym@gmail.com. Check it out. I will send you videos. I got documentary stuff. Look, I got resources, a ebook resource that's crazy. literally of all types of, let me back up. Not all types, but a lot of improvement on the mind, keeping the mind right, the mental aspect. You feel me? I get the physical aspect. See, these are things I've been living, I've been doing, I've been wanting to share with people on a daily basis. You feel what I'm saying? This is what I enjoy doing. I love doing this, sharing me. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Everybody can tell you who know me. I'm transparent. I ain't got nothing to hide from you. What I got to hide from you? The only thing, especially if you in a leadership position, you know, or something type of boss man, or however you want to look at, even though I don't even like using that word. That don't even sound right, boss. You're your own boss. You may work for somebody, but that don't mean they your boss. You come in when you want to come in. Literally, yeah, you got a set schedule, set time. But I mean, you do what you want to do. Increase your potential by building on your character and strengthening your confidence. Whoa. If this brother wasn't talking to y'all back in the day, y'all don't know who was talking to you. Look at the end results for what you want. Do not dwell on the negative. Find all the positivity that you can within every situation. Because every situation is a learning lesson. Let's put it that way. And it's going to challenge you and it's going to push you, because life pushes you. Life don't be bullshitting with you. You feel me? Life don't be bullshitting with you. And it gives you what you ask for. Trust me, it gives you what you ask for. You feel what I'm saying? That's why you got to ask for higher standards. Higher standards. Not just a little crazy shit, because you might find some loony. Might have all the attributes you want, but just crazy. You can't get along. You can't understand. It's crazy. I'm telling you, the universe usually give it to you. But it's all about grasping, creating it, developing it. You feel what I'm saying? That's the cool thing about a relationship too. In any type of relationship, friendship, relationship, however, marriage relationship, however. The key thing is having a question session. You know, question and answer. That's what we all need to be. Frequent asked questions. Then we got a Q&A. Let's do a Q&A every Sunday. You feel what I'm saying? Ask any kind of question. These are the things. This is how we learn each other. This is how we learn our environments. But I think we're afraid to move that. You see what I'm saying? We're afraid to move that pendulum. We don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about the warrior-like mentality. Because he hurt your feelings. He will hurt your feelings. And I tend to do that some cases because I am pretty straight up. But I do understand people too. That's one of the games I really enjoy doing. I really want to understand people. You know, because you work with crazy folks too. But I can act just as crazy as them. If you want to go there. Take 3 weeks to create a habit or less. If that even exists. I don't even think it's 3 weeks. I think it's more than that. You just got to create habits, implement it in your life, and just stick with it. Be consistent. That's key. Consistency with everything. I mean, you can just be consistent, period, point blank. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Third chapter, integrity creating. Integrity means soundness, a code of value, completeness. This is who I am, regardless of where I am. This habit is not being expressed on a regular basis. Do you believe in this guilt that you express? Do you live by a system of values which you judge? It is not what you do, but whom you represent. These are the priorities in your life that you accept or change. Integrity overrides your battles and trials. Think about that. It overrides them. If you have that integrity, decisions based on what you do or not to do, what will be your reaction to a conflict that you encounter? See what I'm saying? So, in other words, I'm breaking this down a little bit more. In other words, how you react to the conflict of an issue. And we have this daily, right? Most of us go through this daily. We have some kind of conflict we got to resolve. You know what I'm saying? And how you respond to it, it really makes a whole totally different. If you're going to respond to it a negative response or respond to a positive response. Take it, hands down, keep it pushing, right? And it's funny too, because when you even take it like on a positive level, it don't really affect anything. You know what I'm saying? It really is calm, it's good. But when you respond negatively, and then especially if you're in a position where they think you kind of cuckoo anyway, you know, they all types of policies, all types of new policies start implementing within your company. That is the funny thing. They start implementing certain things in the company when they see people responding like they do. So these are certain things to think about. Integrity. Integrity is a spiritual asset within you. That's just understanding that I have created over the years. You will not break the rules of what your heart believes in. You stay consistent and accountable for your word and actions. This will predetermine any circumstance you're involved in or any situations you're in, up or down, good or bad. But put it together in your mind. Lay it down on paper. What needs to be done about making this vision come about. People see your actions, what is consistent. So they see your actions, what you have consistent. What are you doing consistently? They want to follow a leader which they can trust and find in belief in a substantial and loyal following. See, and that's the key thing. Donald Trump already had a following, right? Certain people that was already in the Donald Trump, ideology. That's the thing I don't think we pay attention to either. When you have these followings, you already have these certain followers. Therefore, you run for a certain position, even though if you got the money or the capital, you could play the game. You kind of see what I'm saying? This is what's going on with our political arena. Literally, this is what's going on with our political arena. You got to realize the following, the integrity. You got to realize the certain attributes people are looking for, even though I think it's a facade because it's what the propaganda we have been given, especially with our media circles, when it's limited. There's no independence out there anymore. Fox, all these people are on TMZ is a joke. And I don't know. Even like that new one. What is it? Complex or not Complex? I forgot the other little media that's been doing some things. But you really haven't even heard any. Yeah, I think it's Complex if I'm correct. You don't really get the. They're not promoted as much as the TMZ or even the other outlets, even though a lot of cats are getting a lot of publicity on YouTube and yada yada yada, when you're talking like Alex Jones and all some of these people that had major followings prior to going into YouTube channels and yada yada yada, with the 2 million and the 3 million followers, even like the Joe Rogan situation. I guess he's going to Spotify or some stuff they offered him, this and that. It's kind of interesting too with these platforms because it kind of makes sense. But then at the same time, why are we not doing our own independent platforms? The internet is free. You feel me? The internet is free, but we allow these conglomerates to come in and just soak up all the independence, soak up all the competition. Competition is good. Let me throw that out there. I don't care what nobody say. Anybody else can say that, but competition is good. I'd rather have choices than rather have one entity I have to go to, right? And the crazy thing about it is when you get entities that come in and just like the Amazon.com, not knocking that because I always dig Amazon. They're coming in and blasting the game. That's the key thing. It's kind of like the Michael Jordan situation. Michael Jordan just took over the game. That's the whole point. You feel what I'm saying? But then at the same time, you still got competition. You got to keep it in perspective. That's why you can't settle for just chilling, doing the regular old routine. This is what's going on with all these companies. That's why you see hearing them dying off, because they're still they're abiding by the old rules, even though there's new rules changed up in here. There's new rules added to the game, but nobody's adjusting to the new rules. I'm going 60 minutes. Let me wrap this up, because I'm going to do another one for y'all here in the next hour or so. But think about it. A peaceful warrior. So what did I want you, let me wrap this up. What did I want you to really get from this particular action leadership? Look, two kinds of leadership: warrior-like leadership, peaceful time leadership. And I didn't invent this, and I'm not claiming that I invented it, but I did invent this, though. A peaceful warrior leadership. And it's an understanding of balancing the two, counterbalancing the two, utilizing what's good for the gander, as they say, as she would say, and utilizing opportunities that is presenting themselves and adjusting to what sees fit. You feel where I'm coming from? That's all Amazon's been doing. Amazon didn't make money for what? The first 10 years of the existence? They didn't make no money? But this dude was mastering, he was mastering minding his own business. Think about it. This dude was mastering and minding his own business. That's the same philosophy what a peaceful warrior would do. A peaceful warrior understanding. He's understanding, looking at the tools he has, looking at the environment he has, looking at his community, who he can actually add more value to create the value, to develop, to expand the value. Not just him, but that next person, that next man, that next woman, that next child, to develop that opportunity for the next man, for the next community. See what I'm saying? Each one teach one. That's the basic idea. Each one teach one. And a real leader teaches other great leaders. That's well known throughout the community, especially within the self-help community. These leaders create other well leaders. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You just got to, think for once. Please. That's all I'm asking you. Think for once. Stop putting these leaders in these positions. Well, we're not even putting them in the position. They already taken the leadership position because they got the funds. Right? They got the money. So they already taken the leadership position. But you just okay, why now I got to vote between the two evils? Why not just vote on your community? Vote on how to empower your community. How about going back to that? Going back to the basics. And I'm going to end it with that. Peace, love, happiness to y'all. I want to hear something from you. If you digging these podcasts, if you digging these YouTube channels, my YouTube channel, share it with some folks. Let people hear it. I know I know I'm not the only one out here. I want to hear some feedback. Email me, comment. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to my shows. Because I want to keep giving this, because I enjoy this. This is what I enjoy. I enjoy talking, but I enjoy thinking. That's the key thing. I enjoy thinking, but I'm thinking out loud on a recorder or on a book or notebook, however you want to look at it. But it's all love. Let me say it like that. It's all love. And I may curse every once in a while. I may hurt somebody's feelings. Okay, so be it. But some cases you need to hear it pretty raw. That was the difference between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Malcolm X would hit you so raw, you'd be like, oh man, this brother is cold. Let me get out of here and get busy. See, that was the thing about Malcolm X. He action orientated you, got you, put that fire under that ass. Let's go make something happen. Martin was the peacetime. Martin Luther was the peacetime. You feel me? The peacetime. Let's go ahead and march. Do our thing. Them are great examples. Peacetime warrior. And warrior-like leadership right there. That's examples. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, the greatest examples right there, especially in the black community. Not just the black community, but all the movements across the board. All the movements across the board. Even Gandhi. You put him in that Martin Luther King mentality. You know? And some of y'all might not agree with me on this one. But Adolf Hitler too. He put that fire. But see, when you learn the history of what Adolf Hitler was talking about and what he was doing, he was mad. He was mad. They killed his people. You feel what I'm saying? He just retaliated and got in a leadership position and was like, "No, y'all not doing this to my people. So I'm going to do this to y'all. This is how it felt when my people, this is what I was feeling." So, see, that's the thing about the judgment. That's the thing that we don't really pay no attention to, because we don't really dissect history. We may talk about it, but we don't really dissect why the situation happened the way it happened. Ooh, boy. Don't let me get it. Shout out to you. Peace, love. Share this. If you got somebody you love, if you got somebody you know, share this with them. Let them know. Look, this brother talking some real stuff right here. You know, and it's not no propaganda. It's not no joke. Y'all can always hit me up. Y'all got my number too, 206-659-6382. Hit me up, YouTube. I'm on YouTube. You can Google me. Google the name, Heru Oman. I'm right on top. Bye, y'all. Get up. Peace. Love. I'm out.